In a previous video, we had talked about going under File, Place, right here to place a graphic when we had placed Dune.tif image in our InDesign document. That is still the correct way to do it. However, before you place an image, any image file in InDesign, you do need to go through an image prep process in Photoshop before you place it in InDesign. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this file, and we're going to prep it correctly in Photoshop and then place it again. So I'm going to go ahead and open Photoshop right here, and I have opened Dune.tif. Let me open it again. If I go under File, Open, I have it sitting right here on my desktop. Just go ahead and open your file. The first thing you want to do is you want to go to Image Mode. Go right here under Image Mode. Remember how we always work in RGB mode till the end? Well, before you place it in InDesign, which is for print, you want to make sure you change the color mode to CM by K. So first thing you want to do is change that color mode to CM by K. Click OK. And right here it'll tell you it's a CM by K 8-bit image. The next thing you need to do is make sure you save it as a TIFF. It is already a TIFF. That's the last thing. First thing, let's look at resolution. Image size, same place, go under Image, open your image size dialog box right here. This, we had talked about this in Photoshop. You need to make sure resample is unchecked. You don't want that to be checked. So you want your width and height and resolution to be connected. Your resolution requirements for this are 200 ppi. So now you can change that 72 to 200. And notice how my width and height changed in proportion. My image size did not change. You never want your image size to change because that's going to be adding pixels. You don't want to add or delete pixels. So now this is the working size that I have, about 1.5 to 1.5 inch, just a little under that. But that's the only size I can use it at. I cannot make it any larger than this. Know that this is the maximum. If it doesn't work for you, find a different image that's of the correct resolution, that has enough resolution in it to be usable. Click OK. Now you want to go to Save As. You can save it as a TIFF. And if that's not possible, you can save it as a JPEG, but TIFF is your preferable mode here. Go ahead and save it. I'm going to go ahead and replace what I have. All of this is fine. You don't want any compression. I'm working on a Mac, so I'll keep it right here. Click OK. Now I'm going to close this and go back to my InDesign document. Now I'm going to go ahead and go under File, Place, and pick up that image Dune.tif, which is now a CMYK in the correct resolution. Click OK, and now it's loaded on my cursor. Place it. This is the maximum size that I can work with. I don't want to go under Object, Transform, and Scale and make it larger. I don't want to do that because that's, again, adding pixels. You're going to get a raggedy image. You're going to lose the resolution in your image. You don't want to do that. So for image prep, you always want to do 3 things. You want to change the mode. You want to go into the resolution, image size. Make sure resample is unchecked and you have a minimum of 200 ppi in the image, the size that you have to work with. If it's a 72 ppi image, the size will come down. Then save it. Save it as a TIFF, and then you can do a file place in InDesign. And then now you can go under Text, Wrap, right here. I closed my window, I had it open. Right here. And there you go. So this is really the optimum size that you can use this image at. this particular is a low resolution image. If it doesn't work in your layout, go ahead and find a different image to use. So that's how to get your image files ready for InDesign before placing them in InDesign. And of course, you could have a collage of images. You could have done extensive work in Photoshop before placing it in InDesign. Just this is the last few steps that you must take for every image.